Yeah, we're live. You guys see me? We're live. Hello, everybody. I'm glad you could make it on this glorious, eventful day. The 7:20 p.m. Chicago edition of Famous Cartoonist Draws Things. Hope you're watching I got a YouTube video thing that it's called Famous Cartoonist Says Things. So this, on Facebook, I'm doing a Famous Cartoonist Draws Things. Oh, those were my headphones. I don't need them. Oh, look at George. Look how handsome he is. George Clooney's smile can make anything better. He's just a great guy. A lot of people say I look like him. I agree. Not everyone believes me though when I say I look like that guy, that handsome man. How about that? For all the world to see, there's George, Mr. Clooney himself. All right, you guys want to see some drawing? I'm gonna do some drawing. So we have about 14 people watching. I'm going to make this happen. There's a lot of selfies going on this live stream. We're going to do it. All right. Last time I showed you how I color a page. And today I think I'm going to show you how I ink a page, and color a page. We're gonna minimize George a little bit. Beep. Today I'm gonna show you how I ink a letter. I'm gonna ink a letter this page. See how long? Oh, I don't even know what he's gonna say yet though. There's gonna be some words there. Let's see what he says on. I'm gonna write. I guess I'm gonna ink, color, or ink and letter and write. See, I have this page that goes before, and it's page 20. Oh, I have page 24. This page is finished too. Oh, I got to do the background, see? But I need page 24 in here because I don't know what they left off with. Got to see what the language was that was being used. I'm gonna see what they're saying. Here it is. Here's what they said. Page 24. It said, "Think something diabolical is happening here. Matilda, time for lunch." And the big arms come in and grabs the food, swish. And then the king says, "Is she getting bigger?" And then he got to say something here. Let's see. "Ever since she came from space." Yeah, because we need to know that she comes from space in this issue. And I'm going to write that. This is how I write. Like, ever since she arrived from outer space. Ever seen your eyes from outer space, ... Our lives have been what? Our lives have been what? Our lives have been extraordinary. Extraordinary, maybe. I'm going to press save because I like it so far. I've been extraordinary. Let's see what the fans say. Anybody suggest You'll get co-writing credit on here, you know. Maybe, you know. Not co-creator, maybe co-writing. An adventure. Our lives have been an adventure. That's what he's going to say. Our lives have been an adventure. That's what he's going to say. And then he goes, oh, hey. He says, oh, hey, Matilda. Oh, hey, dear. Then she gives him kisses. Because that's her dad, her adopted dad. Okay, I love you too. See, that's perfect. I'm going to letter these pages now. See, I put these lines in there. I put these lines underneath so they could, all my lettering could be straight. Then I actually letter my letters. I letter my lettering by hand. Check this out. This is going to be real exciting for you to watch. I actually write it. Ever since. See, I got other things to do. But the cool thing about this live stream, it's one intense, non-stop break. No distractions. Not even Clooney could distract me, you know. He does, though, every day. Clooney distracts me every day. Because every morning lately I've been looking for a nice photo to share with everybody. Clooney's smile is magical, and it will cleanse your palate for the day. It reminds you, hey man, this is all right. Look at George is happy. Ever since she. Okay, I had to do some tightening. See, the lettering takes a little while sometimes because I want it perfect. And see, I got that little thing there. I don't like it. See, ever since, and then I'll go back over. I know it's tedious, but it happens. I'm my own typist. See, ever since she arrived. Gotta make sure I spell everything right. Arrived from people are like, this is boring. She arrived from outer space. And look, I'm going to change the type on outer space a little bit. I'm going to make it thicker. It's because that's what I do. Make things thick. Outer space. I don't think there's a hyphen there. I think it's actually two words. Two words, but one word. You dig? Ever since you arrived from outer space, then I changed these dots back to 5. 1, 2, 3. See, now look how it looks. Oh, look at that. And I go in here and fix it, even it out. It's weird because, like, most people, true letterers, I know they can letter a whole book in a day. Well, I don't mean to give up their secrets, but from what I hear, they can letter each page in about 10 minutes. But sometimes it takes me all day to letter just a few pages because I do all these little things. So sometimes the steps for me are take a little more time. Like, I'll move this lettering around, but then I see that I don't want this crown going up there, so I'll go ahead and take this drawing and lasso tool this, and then move the penciling down a bit. That's the benefit of digital. And I don't know if Jack Kirby would be proud of this. He would say, you're supposed to figure it out on the paper. Well, I'm a big fan of Jack. You know, when I have these massive deadlines, I send my prayers up there to heaven to see who answers them. And baby Jesus was answering a while, and he says, man, I can't help you with this, but I got a guy. And he passed on my prayers to Jack Kirby. And Jack Kirby said, we got this, kid. Let's do it. And I know that when I'm drawing here, once in a while, I'll get a sniff of, like a scent of cigar. The cigar smoke will fill the room. And I know Jack is here. You know, I would say it's my grandfather, but I don't think he smokes cigars. No, it's Jack Kirby. I call him, and he answers me. I'm very happy to have that in my life and my thoughts. At least I hope that's happening. Maybe that's just me. So if you come over and says, you've been smoking cigars? And I know, like, oh, Jack Kirby was here. It's like at the end of Return of the Jedi, when Luke leans on that tree and looks and sees the ghosts of Obi-Wan and Yoda and his dad Vader, who the true ending is with the old guy, Sebastian Shaw, actor. So I always wondered, did Leia see that too? Or was it just Luke? Or has it been retconned, you know? Because now that he saw baby Anakin instead in the new movies. So I don't know. Our lives have been an adventure. See, I forgot. Because if you read number 1 of Gilbert, this is Gilbert issue 3, volume 3. Not even issues, they're volumes. In Gilbert number 1, Matilda came from outer space. And she was being followed by the fiery Pyrokians. And she was the escaped meteorite that they were after. And it turns out that the meteorite was an egg that hatched into Matilda. And then she defeated the Pyrokians by throwing them in a volcano. Spoiler! But in issue 2, Gilbert was... Oh, but then after issue 1, they adopted her and all that. She became Gilbert's sister. And so, issue 2, Gilbert had a babysitter. So that was kind of... It's hard to watch a baby sister who's the size of a whale. She's giant. She's an alien, giant, octopus whale-like sea creature. And she speaks in telepathy. So it's kind of cool. I think it's been a nice adventure with her. And it's kind of like when you watch Han Solo, that new movie. But when you look at it as the point of view of Chewbacca, it's really like a Chewbacca origin story movie. If you look at it as a Chewbacca origin story movie, I think you'll enjoy that movie much more. So to me, this Gilbert adventure has kind of become the story of Matilda, his big sister, his big little baby sister. So that's kind of what happened here. So she's becoming a part of the story. She's the key element to all of these issues. And I kind of wanted it that way, but then it kind of became that way. And so in issue 3, you're going to see what her purpose is in this book to unite the 3 worlds. It's going to be good. Hey, my cousin Treese is there. She loves baby Jesus. I do too. Sweet baby Jesus. And she says, hi, Oscar. And I say, hi, sugar. And friend Carrie there's hello, saying hello. And Arnell. Hello, Arnell. You're a good man. But I could see these comments on the live stream, but I could only really see the last 3. So if I miss you, I apologize. There are 9 comments so far. So I got 1/3 of them that I saw. So it's not too bad. So I love each and every one of you, and I really like when you comment, and I really love that I could post these. I figured out how to do this because you know that dad stuff. You got to ask your kids, and I didn't know how I had the proper technology to do these things, but I do. I'm live feeding through my iPad. But my iPad was always just meant for movies. I would just make all my silly little movies that are on YouTube. All my toy commercial movies with Breaking Bad, Migos, and stuff, and convention stuff. But in my little comic artist, or what is it? Famous cartoonist. I was gonna say comic artist draws things, but I'm famous cartoonist. Like my little famous cartoonist says things, I would do that on my iPad and my phone and stuff. Then suddenly my phone stopped working. It's just good for phone calls and text now, which I guess is fine. It's like having a gramophone that's like on your wall with the cord. I have a phone like that, but it's in my pocket. But I can't do anything with it but call people. And oh, look at that. I missed it. See, I got a toolbox here. I selected tools. But here, there you go. See, she grabbed them. Hello, dear. See, this makes sense now. I needed those 2 lines, and you saw me write that. It didn't exist until this live stream. Ever since she arrived from outer space, our lives have been an adventure. And then he should say, oh. He should say that. Oh. don't know, how do you write that? Oh. Oh. Yeah, there it is. See, I just wrote it. Wrote some more. Oh. And she could laugh. She's already laughing. So I'm going to move her over. This is Gilbert's mom. Her name is Queen Nyadora. And me and Sonny, he helps me come up with names sometimes. And Nyadora comes from a name of a mermaid, but we changed it. It evolved from the name of a mermaid, what the old ancient Vikings would call them. Somebody would call them, but the root word is Naya, something like that. I can't recall at this time. As you guys can see, I'm back to my my studio garb with my sleeves, my built for adventure sleeves. All right, let's see. Oop. I'm gonna ink this with a brush tip instead. I think it looks better. I'm gonna erase that though. Boom. Undo. Undo is your friend. See, I could get this. It's more dramatic. And somehow in kids' books, some books don't allow exclamation points. So I guess for our sensitive readers who, if it gets too loud, so I'm gonna put a period there. It's weird. Now all of my work is in graphic novels, books. I don't really do any more monthly comics. I do mostly graphic novels, and which means like my books are like 80 pages, and I got to do all 80 pages before you guys get to read it, or I got to do 120 pages or 200 pages. So now there's different rules, I guess they're called. Yeah, different rules to making something for kids, because now it goes to libraries and psychologists read my books now to make sure they're appropriate, which they are, because all my stuff's awesome. All my stuff's for kid appropriate, so kids can read it. And so there's different rules now. I'm getting a text, or I'm getting a spam call. Here's how I answer it. Ready? I go, "Hello, you reached Famous Cartoonist Hotline. You're being recorded live. You're on a live stream right now being recorded. Hello, leave a message or you will be blocked forever. Hello. Hello, caller. Batavia, Illinois. Hello, you're on the air." Oh, they hung up. That's how I do it. And then I block them. Nobody wants to respond to that. But sometimes when I answer and it's somebody I know but I don't have their phone number, they're like, Artie, is this you? I'm like, yeah. Like, what was all that? It's like spam callers. But something tells me that when I answer, they have me forever, and I go to a bunch of other things. But that's all right. I have fun with that. Sometimes I ask them for their number so I could call them back, and they said no. And one guy asked me about my computer to fix my computer, and I said, "The one in my bedroom?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "I don't have a computer in my bedroom." And then he told me to do very strange things to my loved ones. So stuff I can't repeat on the air, but I thought that was like, come on, man, that was uncalled for. I didn't call you to suggest things that you do. He's not a very loyal fellow. I bet he doesn't have a commitment at home that he needs to support and love. So it was funny. Well, I'll edit that out. I don't know if that was childlike appropriate. I didn't say any words, so I'm good. And he's saying, "I love you too." As I'm writing the words, I love you, because this creature, my little alien Matilda, she's real big. Here's how big she is. See, she grabs her dad. Where's she at? Maybe this page. Here she is. She grabs him. And then this is how big she is. See how small they are? So these are her arms. So the more she feels loved by the family and good environment, and the mom and dad love her, she grows. Just like a baby. You feed a baby, hold the baby, they get real chubby, they smell good. Well, that's like her, but she grows big. And in the story, she's gonna grow. I don't want to spoil. It's just funny, but she can't help her growth. And it's funny. Remember that there was a Tex Avery cartoon. Tex Avery. No, it's not that kind. The real guy, Tex Avery. It was a Tex Avery cartoon that I remember two guys were fighting, and they got so big that they had to leave the Earth because they were bigger than the Earth. I forget what that was now, but I somehow remember that. And I tried to spoof that comic in Gorilla, but I had to change things. I forgot what it was. It's not like they didn't like it or something. It was something. They come up with a better ending, a more funnier ending. So in the Gorilla comic, Gorilla and Lizard grew so big that they were, instead of the original ending, the ending was where they were jumping from planet to planet to planet, and they were jumping around, and they were fighting on the moon. It was real funny. So I have a similar thing with Matilda, but I don't want to reveal what it is, because I told my family. Me and my wife came up with an ending because she helps me. We call it vicing. She's my vice president, so she helps me vice. And sometimes I'm stuck, and you need to bat around some ideas with people just to make it make sense in my head. So I told her the story I had for this character, and it was so strange that she added to the strangeness instead of trying to make sense of it. And I thought we came up with something real funny. So you're going to see at the end of this. I don't know if this should be a comma or 3 dots. Okay. It's like Joe Pesci. I think it's a comma. That's why I have an editor, see? And now watch. Look, I lettered the whole thing. See, I wrote stuff there, but I write it and then I move it along somewhere else. You guys liking this? Is this cool? I'm going to see who's commenting. If anybody cares. Scott Smith bought some of my original art from Tiny Titans many years ago. Even got the Faces of Evil cover. I remember selling that, yes. My son always loved Lunch Lady Darkseid. Well, thank you, Scott. That's kind of cool. And I stopped selling a lot of my original artwork because I went digital. And digital is great because it cuts the deadline in half or maybe a third. But the bad side is I don't have artwork to sell anymore, which is fine, but it's just what happens. Mark Van Slyke says, I care. Luke Skywalker. I must have said nobody cares. Yeah, you do care, Mark Van Slyke. And Scott Anderson says he's enjoying this. And Ryan Green says, yes, all good. All good, man. So I'm not just wasting time. No, I'm not wasting time. I'm having fun. I have the original. Oh, my cousin Tree says the original toy milk carton that I made for Cray Babies. That's right. I had to make money any way I could at conventions. And that was fun. All right, let's see. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the next step of this Gilbert the Little Merman evolution. All right? So now they need word bubbles. So I'm going to show you why I ink in different colors. This is pretty interesting. I had to learn all this stuff. I learned this manga. This is Manga Studio debut. I think this is like the first manga program. And they're up to like 12 or 15, maybe 20. And I'm on like Manga Studio 3 or 4. So if it works, they said works, don't fix it or whatever. So I'm keeping going. So I do this at a 2-point. I adjust, because you can adjust all these settings to make it look like your brush. And the more you go with it, the more it adapts to your hand, your rhythm, So I'm going to do this. Watch this. I do the ink. It's just real fast. The key to cartooning too is just go fast. Just be confident. Just do your strokes. Just do it. So they're. Oh no, wait. They're supposed to be doing telepathic communication. So these are from when they're speaking out loud, but I have them using telepathy now. So these are my telepathic word balloons, and it's funny in the original story of Gilbert in issue number 1, they would talk with word balloons, and so they were round, and my publishers were saying, well, how do they speak underwater and all this stuff, and they suggested telepathy, and I said, well, I didn't know. My thing was I didn't know how to translate that into what kids could understand, that they're speaking telepathy. So I wrote it into the story. But originally my word bubbles were like this. They were round like this. And then I would draw bubbles because they're expelling air from their bodies, right? And then that's how the word bubbles were like, you know, hey, that's how it looked, like that, with the word bubbles. But that's how it was until Gilbert, the Little Merman, he learned how to use telepathy. He learned from an alien named Teak. so which is kind of like, see, he's speaking telepathy here, but watch, I'm going to make him this when he goes, oh, that comes out as air. See, watch. And now he's like, because that he couldn't help it. The telepathy is like, when they're communicating like we're doing now, but you know, you never know. I might be using telepathy right now, and you guys just hear it in your heads. I don't know. This is fun. And the cool thing about these live streams, I got to do this anyway. I have many other work. If anyone from DC Comics is watching this, yeah, I have your stuff here. It's on the George Clooney page. I won't open it, but it's down here. See all these things? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 6 pages ready to go by tomorrow morning. So, but to do a demonstration, I like to show something that that I know that's safe. You know, I don't want to ruin any. I don't want to spoil. But this one, I think people will be fine. That makes sense. Because DC's awesome. I love you guys. Hope everybody's surviving and doing their thing. Like I said the other day, I've been quarantined since 2007, so I'm used to this. See, now I do the word bubbles. See the arrows? I do it in a different layer, so when I color it, I don't have to erase that part. I just boom, 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 color it like that, like you saw yesterday. And then here's how they talk when they speak. Telepathy, I do like this. I invented it. I created it. Nobody else did this before me. No, they did. See, I do like that. This is a little bit not pointy enough, so I'm going to trim it down. And then I do these little wispy marks to make it look like it's a thought. Like he's having thoughts. He's communicating with his loved one, his lovely, beautiful wife. So this is what it looks like. I hope you guys are drawing along. It should be like a cooking show, you know? See, there it is. I just do quick. See, I messed up there before. I was going to erase that part, but I was like, no, I'll just draw over it. I already messed up about 5 times on this drawing. You guys didn't even know. Like right there. See, it's touching. I didn't like it. See? No, sir. I don't like it. Remember that horse from Ren and Stimpy would say that? Well, sir, I don't like it. All right. We have a consistent 13 people. I think 13 people is what I get most of the time when people watch, which is really cool. We did a live stream yesterday, and we got up to like 200 people at one point. The live stream was fun yesterday. I had the All Yeah crew on there, or All Yeah podcast guys, and that was real fun. We got to see our faces, so it was challenging for me to have a conversation looking at people's faces, which is kind of strange to say, but I usually do podcasts with my headphones on. So, you know, I got some bubbles. He's a little bit panicked. He wasn't expecting these giant arms to grab him. And then he says, oh, hello, dear. So he's okay with her. She's like a baby, but she's just huge. She's just a giant baby. Because she's from outer space. She's an unknown species. Although she is related to Teak, the alien who lives in the dark, deepest part of the ocean, unknown to man. That's what I like about this story, is that I could create characters that don't exist in real life. Like I could just make something that I can't get wrong. Like if you draw a walrus, people could say that don't look like a walrus. If you draw a duck, that don't look like a duck. A duck doesn't have a nose, you know. But these guys, nobody could tell me they don't look like that because nobody knows what they look like in the first place. It's funny. It's like when you watch CGI, like computer generated characters, special effects. Like if you look at Toy Story, it's a great movie, but the humans look weird. the toys look great, but the humans look weird. And same with in Star Wars or that John Carter of Mars movie. Like everything's fine until they try to digitize a human, and they don't look right. And that's what I like about this. It's like I'm not doing it wrong because you don't know what it looks like anyway. Shut up and draw, Baltazar. We get that. We all watch TV. We all have streaming. Nah. But see, look, she's giving him kisses. I don't know if that's where it's going to go. Kiss, kiss. Should I move it here? No, that's good because it's on his head. I might move it over a little bit because this is all, it's getting a little confusing. See, watch. I'm going to put it closer to her mouth, her lips. About right there. Yeah, about right there. Kiss, 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 kiss. Right there. And I'm going to make these lines thicker. I'm going to make them thicker. The good thing about the information I've heard today is that Harold's Chicken is surviving. They're doing curbside pickup. From what I hear, everything's good. Kiss. See, I'm making these a little thicker, just to make him, give him some character, you know, give him some action. But see, I don't like, and I learning. This just reminded me of Columbia College. My typography teacher said that it's always hard to make the letter S look good because they always look like, I don't know, this is what he said. They always look sinister, or sinister starts with S. Well, that's because they look like they have an emotion. Like the letter S is always, it could look mean or it could be happy. It's true. Like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show you a letter S. So if I draw a letter S, I could draw it real bubbly, nice, or I could draw it mean. It always has a character. It has caricature. I could do it like woo. You know, they always look different. See, it's always, this one looks happy. See, they always have something to them where they look different. They could look different every time, but an O is always an O, and A is always an A. Well, A2. See, but an A is always similar. I don't know. Shut up, Baltazar. We know our ABCs. I get it. I get it. Back to the drawing. All this knowledge. See? And when people said, oh, you drew that in like 30 minutes, or you drew that, I do sketches at conventions and they take 30 seconds. And then people say, wow, how long did it take you to get that down to 30 seconds? And I always say, well, 40 years, 45 years of doing it. You know, I don't know. We'll edit that out. That's so stupid. But that's kind of like, you always know a guy who could do plumbing, so you call that guy because he plumbs every day, and I never plumb. And what got me too is like, me and Franco met some wrestlers a few years ago. Big Papa Pump, that was the guy. And he was kind of mean. It wasn't very, he was okay. He wasn't mean to us. He just had the mean vibe. He had giant muscles. See, these S's look weird, see? But he had the giant muscles. And it was almost intimidating to approach the guy. But my friend, Chris, Toyman Chris, shout out to Toyman Chris, hey. Well, he was, he's his guy, his handler, whatever you call him, his agent. And he said, hey, you want to meet this guy? And I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, no. But I met him anyway. He was real cool. But I didn't want a photo because my friend wanted to give me a free photo of Big Papa Pump. And I said, no, I don't want one. I'd rather pay because I don't want this guy mad. So I can't remember if I bought one. I think I might have one because he signed it, and I didn't want him to crush me, to squeeze my neck. So anyway, after we left the guy, I said to Franco, I said, man, did you see the size of that guy's muscles? I was like, that guy's arms are huge. How do you get arms like that? And he said, you know all those hours that you're sitting by the drawing table making comics and drawing all night and 18 hours a day drawing? I'm like, yeah. And he said, well, that guy's doing push-ups that whole time. I'm like, oh, yeah, that would work. He's not drawing. He's doing push-ups. It's true. That was a funny story, right? All right, look at how the page looks with lettering. You could see it. It's coming along, right? It's coming into fruition. Doesn't it look cool? I'm going to see what you guys are saying. 'Cause I'm just making up stories. I'm saying whatever's coming in my head. 13 people are still watching, which is great. I love those 13 people. Unless they're checking in and checking out. Because afterwards, like, I'll see like almost 400 people watch the screen. But a lot of times they'll come in and check in and watch for a little bit. Steve Ford, he says, hey Art, remember that show in Ohio? I'm going to say probably. That no one came to? Oh yeah, I remember. We hung out with Adam West and Peter Mayhew. Oh, that's right. That might have been my first show. That's where I met Adam West because he was just as bored as us. I remember. Oh, you guys are mentioning Harold. The Hodgepodge. I remember the Hodgepodge too. I worked at the Hodgepodge. I worked for Papa Podge and Hodgepodge Jr. The Hodgepodge, Mama Podge, Papa Podge. That was good stuff, man. Those were good. Those were good days where I was broke and trying to figure out how to be a famous cartoonist. And it was good stuff. It was awesome. I'll never change anything. I think I was born at the right time to do my thing. And you learn how to struggle. Now, everything, I don't want to say it's easier, but there's more opportunity to be an artist because you have the internet and all these Patreons and all stuff like that. See, watch this. I adjusted my page to 3. Look at that fin. Look at that leg. That's pretty good size, right? Now watch, and so I don't have to, I always go over so I could choose another layer so I could just go like this, swoop it in there. Then it goes over and I don't have to worry so much about it overlapping because I'm going to erase it later. I'm going to make her a little thicker. See, watch. Oh, look at that beautiful line. Oh my God, that's so wonderful. Oh, watch this. Make her lips. Because I imagine when she talks like that Magilla Gorilla girl. Remember when Magilla was in love? What's that? It looks pretty good, right? I'm going to make her eye. There it is. See, she's sweet. She's just a sweet, lovable 500 foot tall creature. I'm going to make this line, or we'll go like that. See how that looks. So I like it with little eyes, but she got that whale eye. What movie was that? Castaway, right? Where the whale looked at him. It was all weird. But it looked like it. That's the only part in the movie that looked digital to me. Probably because it was. But see, you can't make real things digital because they don't look right. But those monsters in the Star Wars movie when they fought the big praying mantis, he looked cool. Because he's not real. Shut up, we get it. I know. See, I'm going to trim this a little bit. See, there you go. Now it looks better. See, her eye's a little big for me. It looks okay. Yeah, it's okay. She's looking at her dad. Her eyes are dilating. I'm going to make it a little better. See, I'm not satisfied. It should be a little slightly smaller. But I'm going to shrink it. I'm going to go in here and scale. I want to do free scale. I'm going to do freestyle scale. Because that's what I'm all about. Free scale. Freestyle. It's not working. There he goes. So you just make it a little thinner. Because I want it to be it's a little better. Like that. Yeah. See, it's more oval, like longer. Instead of round. Her eyes are like ovals. See? That's what the gorilla would run around. I could get rid of these lines. See, these lines need to go. They're in the way. Remember that? I think people remember, but they're too shy to tell me. So I can make his lines thinner because he's smaller. And I give him a little brow because he's the king. But he's happy. He's talking to his baby girl. I know when I see my baby girl every day, I love it. It's like the best thing is waking up and seeing people in the kitchen making stuff. Like my girl made a cake today. No, cookies. She made cookies. I could have a few, one or two, but it's got to be early so I can burn off the sugars. So can't have the sugars. Can't have the sugars. Not good. It stays in your body. Look at that. You could be a little thicker, I think. A little thicker. I'm going to make him a little thicker, just slightly thicker. Just a little bit. Just to see it, just beef it up slightly. Just a little bit on the edges. I think my friend Kevin Bixby's watching. I saw him earlier. There it is. See, now that's kind of thick. It's weird because when I go up and down on a thing, it's thicker. When I go sideways, it's thicker. So I'm going to give him a fin in the back. Take it down to a 1 point. Give him a little beard. It's the king of the sea. Every king of the sea has to have a beard. King Neptune has one. Aquaman has one now. They all have to look like Neptune. My guy's name is Nauticus. King Nauticus. This is Gilbert's dad. I got to make a crossover book where he meets King Harold. I'm working on a Harold's Chicken custom Meagle figure, and I want to get it done. I'm hoping that Meagle Meat doesn't get canceled because that's my favorite show of the year. Because I get to go there and make things. But I'm working on give them some feathering. So I'm working on some custom Meagles. If you guys bought my Powers in Action series, my comic series, you might like this guy. I made Moon. This is Moon. This is one of my superheroes from Powers in Action. And I'm going to be selling these at Meagle Meat. But I made a few of them. I got like 5 of them so far. That I painted the head, and I painted the boots, and I'm not done with him. He still needs some wristbands, and I think I'm going to put a little belt on him to tighten this up a little bit so he looks more like that. And I might shellac the head, make it shiny. But he's not really shiny, but I think it would look better because it looks like I painted it. Like it was very matte, but I think it'd be cool. And I'm going to have these guys. I'm going to make several custom Meagle figures. I got this guy. I got a guy named Spectrumite. And I'm making the Jungle Chief is a character Meagle created but never made the figure. But they included him in a video game. Or not a video game, in an action playset. But this is cool. I'm really happy with this guy. And I should show you what he looks like. I'm gonna show you what he looks like in the comic. Here's what he looks like in the comic. And people are like, hey, where'd you go? But here's what he looks like in the comic, and you guys could see if I'm accurate or not. But I'm trying to do this without doing too much. But I gotta buy parts that look. Oh, they're surgically. See, it looks like him, right? Is that him? I gotta do parts that kind of look like him. Because I don't sculpt. I gotta go. If I'm gonna sell them, I want to try to bring the. I don't want to put too much money into them because I want to be able to sell these for like $40. If I could sell them for $40, that's my goal. So I got to get all the parts down to under $40. See, I need to make his pin. He has a moon, like a pin that pulls. I got to put that on him. And I'm going to add some of these powers, but I'm going to put it on his chest because he's just kind of blank. And I need to add some wristbands. See, he has these. But I think that would just look better. It would look better than having the... He needs something. So I might go off script. So, but these boots look pretty cool. They got the laces on them. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I'm having fun with this kind of stuff. Let me see if you guys wrote to me. Where we at? We're at an hour already. That's okay, right? I am talking about Migos. Oh yeah, Meagle Meat. Yes, Moon. I love that guy. Jason May is awesome. There's Kevin Bixby, my friend. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I want to look at George Clooney again. There he is. Oh, that guy. He's so cool. All right, we're gonna get back to this. I'm gonna try to finish this, and then maybe I'll do some stream mode with Franco. You guys interested in watching me and Franco stream? Or should I keep going? I lost a viewer. I'm down to 12. So maybe that calls for. Now I'm gonna keep going. This is fun. There he is getting smooched. This is gonna be interesting because I want to have his cheek. And he's got it like this probably. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to do that. There it is. Now I could take the pencil away and you can see. It's nice. It's a nice, huh? But look at this. I get to do larger. I'm going to do a larger line. Do a larger line here. That is a big kiss. Oh, look at that thick line. Oh, I love that one's a little weird. I'm going to adjust this slightly. There you go. She got giant lips. A sweet, adorable baby girl. She got giant lips. There you go. That's what it sounds like. She's kissing. I always have kisses in my books. I don't know what it is. You need kisses, that's all. I got kisses, I got Sasquatches. I've been talking for an hour. It's okay though. I love the Ocean's Trilogy movies. It's good. I never saw the Ocean Trilogy movies. That's from my friend Christian Soto. I never saw those movies. But I love the George Clooney when he takes the airplane everywhere to fire people up in the air. I love that movie. I watched it. Man, I watched it over and over. It's kind of like not as much as Breaking Bad, but man, I really like that movie. And Verma Farmiga's in there with him. I like that. That's a good one. And that other one where he's born on Hawaii. He's a native of Hawaii. I enjoy that movie. And I like the one where he's in Italy and he meets an beautiful Italian woman, and they have a picnic, but I forget. Oh, it's called The American, I think. Yeah. So I enjoy George Clooney. I think he's one of the best actors of our time. He's one of the most handsome men on earth. You know? That's why I tell people I look like him, but not everyone believes me. I don't know why they don't believe me. You should believe me. I'm telling you the truth. I'll never lie. Like I said before, when you lie, you got to remember too many things. That's what Just Judy says, isn't it? Just Judy's. Here goes another line. Watch this. It's exciting. Look at that. Look how easily I made that look. You're skilled, Baltazar. Nah, it's fun. King Nauticus. Oh, I chose the wrong tool. I wanted the marker tool. See, marker. And then this eyeball over here. See, the deeper I go into this drawing with layers, that's why each layer, each thing is a different color, because his head is behind her lips and his mustache is behind her, and he's in her grasp. So every time I draw a color, I just go through it, and instead I don't have to stop at the line, you know, because everything's going to be a different color when I bring it into Photoshop to color. Maybe that's why my stuff takes longer, but it don't take long. I'm used to it, but I love the way it looks when it's done. It just looks so unique, and it looks like it's should be on TV. And many people say that should be a cartoon, and to me, it already looks that way. But I agree. All my stuff should be on TV. I need a channel. We got a YouTube channel, All Yeah Comics YouTube. And we also have see, I didn't finish that line. We also have websites and stores. You could go to our stores and order stuff. And I know no one's allowed in stores now, but you could go call our stores, All Yeah Comics. We have allyeahcomics.com. We got information up there, phone numbers to the stores. And you could call the stores and say, hey, I want these comics. I want Gilbert number 1 and 2. And you could pay for them over the phone. And then once this mass hysteria is over, you could come to the store and pick them up. And we'll have a giant pile of stuff that you already paid for, and you're going to have to use a pickup truck to come get them. It's going to be great. You're going to like it? Now I sound like the president. You're going to like it? It's going to be great. But it's going to be awesome. Like the day when this is over, when everyone comes out of their cocoons and the dust settles, We're like, we're free. You know, it's like Tom Jones at the end of that movie with the aliens. Didn't remember when the bird landed on him and he was petting the deer. It's gonna be like that. Wildlife will be free again. And the first stop you could go is comic shop, and I said, man, I can't wait to read all of Artie's books. So I was supposed to have a signing on the 28th, this Saturday, but we had to cancel it, you know. But I had all my books coming out that day. I had Drew and Jot #1, I had Gilbert #2, and I had Powers in Action Volume 1. So I had 3 books that I've been working on, all came out for sale within a month from each other. So that's just what happened. That's just how it was scheduled. And so we were going to do a mass winter release party and have a drink and draw after, but we had to cancel it. But we all understand these times that we're in. But we had to do that. And so in the meantime, you could give the stores a call if you want to, no pressure, and say, hey, we like those books that Artie just mentioned on here, and because we have them all in stock at the store, because we were going to do this awesome signing with music, and my son makes CDs. He makes music. We were going to burn some CDs, and we're still planning on doing like an art gallery. So we're going to do all these things, and we're planning on doing this art show. I know I'm going to be in it, and I have a cousin, Chris Sandoval's awesome artist, and he's going to draw some stuff. And but we don't know when it's going to be now. It's going to be in May or June, July, but no, we don't know. But it's going to be good when all this goes over, and when you pick up your comics, and you could see me, and then I'll sign them when I see you. So it's all going to work out. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Should I do the whole thing? Because I know that me and Franco were going to plan on streaming too. I kind of want to finish. I could finish this on his stream too. What do you guys think? You like it? Kiss, kiss, kiss. Okay, okay. See, I'm going to get rid of pencils. Watch. See, it's clear. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Okay, okay. I love you too. He does love her. That's her dad. Her dad is the king of the sea. See, these guys are gone. So I need to add. Maybe I should draw his feet. I'm going to draw his feet hanging out the bottom. Just a little bit. Just a hint. Just a hint. Let's watch the little toes. How could you do that without penciling it first? I don't know. I know what his feet look like. My wife told me that one time when I was working on Patrick the Wolf Boy. She saw me drawing it, and she says, why do you have to pencil it before you ink it? And I said, well, just so I know where all the lines go and stuff. And she said, yeah, but you've drawn Patrick hundreds of times, a billion times. Like, why do you need to draw him? You already know how he looks. I'm like, you're right. So I tried it, and one of the Patrick books, I think either the After School Special or one of those, or the Father's Day, one of those I drew the whole thing right to ink without even penciling it. And I knew I could do it. And that was the first time. I just tried it. And I did it. See, these were a little thick. These were a little thin. And I just did it. And I thought it worked out cool. And then, same with when I learned digital, I was on the phone with Franco and Mike Norton. And we were, because they had the digital. And I asked Mike Norton, and I said, how you do this? He goes, well, you just bought it. I'll show you how. So we were on the phone. We were Skyping. I learned all these things from my friends. I learned how to use Skype. I learned how to use Netflix. And so they gave me a crash course on how to use this digital Cintiq and Wacom tablet and all this stuff. And as I was learning, I was drawing my first piece because, you know, at deadlines, if I'm in a live cast like this, I'm going to do something that I need to get done. So I worked on an Archie Titans crossover. One of the first pages I did ever was that. It was the first page I ever did on digital, and it got published. I sent it to DC Comics, and you could see I could see the flaws. Like, oh, I learned how to do that. Oh, I didn't do that yet. So that was kind of cool. I just revealed I'm gonna get fired now. No, I won't get fired. It's been years. It's been years. Look, he looks concerned. Look at him. He's very concerned. He's stern because he has to be, but he's not mean. He loves his family very much. All right, I'm going to check to see if you guys are commenting, because it doesn't show on my thing because all of a sudden what do you got? It just doesn't progress. It's good. Mike Skook says it's good. It's good. I like it. It's good. Mark Van Slyke says, have a good night, Art. Please, pleasure watching you for a while. Thank you for watching, Mark. You're a good man. Bixby says, oh yeah, drink and draw. And Bixby says, happy birthday, Marty. Is it Marty's birthday? Is that Marty from Mego? Marty from Mego? Marty Abrams? Our, the man who created the action figure? People say it was G.I. Joe, but I think it was Marty Abrams. And then, yeah, that's what we got so far. It's right an hour still. I don't know the exact time, but it says an hour. 2 shares. All right, thanks for sharing my video. You guys are awesome. Man, I need a swig for the worker, man. This is my cup. When I was in the hospital, they gave me this cup. And I felt weird bringing it home because it had these measurements on it. But I used it so much that there's no more writing on it. I no longer have to count my ounces. I just fill it up with a beverage of my choice and then have and I stay hydrated, you know. I have Diet Pepsi in there right now. Nothing fancy, Diet Pepsi. But it works. It's got enough caffeine to keep me going. I was doing Red Bull for a while, but then I was getting shaky. Like my friend Yoko chips, shaky chips. I was getting a little bit too shaky, and I kind of had to stop. Because I couldn't control it. My arms would do this all the time. They do that anyway. So if they're doing that anyway, I don't want to add to it. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? But of course. We know what you mean, famous cartoonist. You guys like this? Should I finish up? Move on to something else? See, when I'm drawing a lot of times, I'll like do all these inks, and then I'll move to something else because I'll get bored of doing the one thing. So then I'll move to pencils. Look at, he's got a big fat arm, like Popeye. I'm gonna leave it, even though it doesn't match the rest of the book. That looks good, but I'll like move on to something else because I have so many things to do and so many pages in different stages. So I'll switch to things sometimes. I love these guys. King Nauticus. King Nauticus first appeared in one of the Dark Horse trades for All Yeah Comics, and the Pyrokians were in there too, and they were hunting down Matilda. In that book is named Sea Creature. No, she is Matilda. That's right. They call her the Sea Creature. So this story kind of overlaps with All Yeah Comics, with Action Cat a little bit, and it kind of shows the Action Cat story takes place right before she hits the ocean. They discover her, so it's kind of cool. It's kind of like a Rogue One. It's like the first few ending of Rogue One is the origin story of Matilda. I do that a lot. I reference other movies. It's kind of like this. But it's, all my universes are connected. I told you before. And Franco is the pizza guy and the hot dog vendor. He's the guy who connects them all. Okay, this is not working. Oh, I gotta save. See, I think oh, that's it. I had it selected. There it is. Look at him. Oh, you know what? I forgot to add his gills. They have gills like this. Henceforth, Gilbert. See, they look like whiskers, but they're gills. Let me put them on here. See, they're gills. See? Because the King Nauticus has gills. Henceforth, the name Gilbert. Gilberto. I have a friend named Gilberto. He's married to Genevieve of Las Vegas. My friends slash family. I haven't seen him for a long time. But they're out there. I know they're out there waiting. So when's he going to come over? He's got some shadow under his brow. Shadow under the brow. And give him a tongue. There you go. That cool? You like that? I'm okay with this. I hope people are still watching. I never know until it's over. Then I look at the feed. He's got these Batman things under his arms, which is kind of funny. I'm gonna put him over here too. Like water wings. It's kind of like a Creature of the Black Lagoon. I didn't like that last one. Looks like a Creature of the Black Lagoon, or originally the story of Gilbert was he was going to be the Loch Ness Monster. He's an ancestor of the Loch Ness Monster, related to him. But I didn't like that idea, because then you would know what he looks like later. You would know his predetermined future, his fate, if you will. So I didn't do that. So he's just an unknown creature that no one knows what he is. Is that cool? What do you guys think? Here's what he looks like without the pencils. There he is. He goes, listen, honey, we need some lobster for dinner. Nope, he says, ever since she arrived from outer space. He seems annoyed, doesn't he? Well, he's not, though. You can tell. She lightens him up. She lightens up the mood by giving him kisses. See, he's happy. Oh, hello, dear. She's just giant. The next page I didn't draw yet. Well, I drew it, but it's not up here for ink. I'm just not, because I don't want to spoil too much. You get 1 page at a time. 1 page a day. So if you watch them all and then put them all in order, you'll probably figure out the story. But it takes a long time to do that. But there's people on YouTube who do that, like do clips of here's 1,000 times where Hulk Hogan said brother, and then they sit there and splice all that stuff together. It's true. It's true. Should wear a belt. But somebody pointed out to me, I was at a book signing, and a boy and his mother said, asked me why Gilbert was naked. How come he doesn't wear clothes? And I said, well, he doesn't need to, because he's fish. He's like animals don't wear. It's like an animal, like a creature, and creatures don't wear clothes. And amphibian doesn't have clothes, and a turtle doesn't wear clothes. And then he said, well, why do his parents wear clothes? I'm like, oh, you're right, they do. And I didn't think about that. So maybe it's because he's young. That was my explanation. I thought, well, because he's young, eventually he'll need to put clothing on, because it's just their culture. You could be naked until a certain age, and then, or I don't know. That's what I thought. That's what I told her. The king he's got shorts, and the mom wears a little skirt. She has a skirt. It's like a grass skirt or a seaweed skirt. It's made out of like seaweed, some underwater material. See, she has a skirt. But I never knew why I chose to make the parents with clothes and Gilbert without clothes. Because technically Gilbert should have some kind of clothing. Right? Why does King Nauticus need Speedos? He's got swimsuit shorts on. But they're tights. They're like scuba diving. It's true. I'm going to tell you a real dumb joke. Speaking of scuba diving, you guys ever wonder why? Ever see the scuba divers on the end of the boat, and then they grab their mask and fall into water backwards? Did you ever see that? I know you have. That's how they go in the water. They fall into the water backwards. You ever wonder why they go in backwards? It's because if they went the other way, they'd be back into the boat. I know, it's dumb. Go forward, you'd be back in the boat. All right, let me check these. Let me check these comments. We're up to 67 comments from what I see. Scott Casper says, how children used to have to wear short pants here. And kids wear no pants. Yeah, that's right. The kids on the Little Rascals all have little shorts. Kevin Bixby can shot me an all yeah again. And Steve Englehart brought Mantis with him to DC. Did he really? Kind of. Well, she's Mantis is in that movie though, Marvel movie. Oh yeah, trivia. I guess so. I'm gonna trust you, Scott Casper, because you seem very knowledgeable. On Starbucks says, "Sup, Art? Long time." Yeah, man, it's been long. I see you're still making Migos though. That's good. Keep making them. We doing good. I'm going for a long time now. I'm down to 10 people. See people come in and watch. Bixby says, "Come on, Baltazar." That's good. It's 8:25. Maybe I'll do this maybe I'll do this for a little bit. Maybe 8:30, and then I'll call Franco and we'll continue this on his feed. What do you think? You guys join me over there? Would you support the famous cartoonist endeavors? The traveling. It'd be like traveling, you know, like we're jumping on the highway and we're going to Franco's house. But I'm going to copy it and share it on my feed anyway. So you're going to see tomorrow morning people are going to come in. What the heck? Why were these guys on all night? You know. See, I made that orange dot. See the orange dot? But I'm going to leave it. It's not in the way. And when I clean it up in the colors, it's going to erase that dot. It's true. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at his beautiful wife. That's the sand of their floor in their place. He's like, and then she gets grabbed. On down to one panel. That's pretty good, right? I think I'm gonna go right there. I think I'm gonna do this until here. I'm gonna show you something cool. So what I did was, like, since I draw digital, I got these pages to get the right size of a comic. See this blue and yellow underneath here? I'm gonna do here. This blue and yellow underneath. See that? That's the size of Paper Cut's book. That's the size of the Gilbert book. The trim, the order, the border. This is the size of the book. That's the trim of the paper, and that's the live area. If I go past the green, I probably will be cut off in printing. And so what I do is, underneath that's the template for Paper Cuts, but underneath that is the template for DC Comics. So I have a page of their boards that I scanned and put in here digitally, because they have all these crop marks already marked, so they could mark. I can mark the panels a lot easier. So that's a little trick that I did. So each one of my pages already has this DC Comics template, but then I add the Paper Cuts template over it. You know, it's a lot of stuff. This is what I've been doing for the last few years, trying to figure things out. This way I don't have to measure anything ever. And believe it or not, but artists use math all the time. They use math every day. So I'm going to show you this. The loving couple. Look, she's happy because she's looking over her shoulder. It's about to get grabbed by Matilda. All right. Is that cool? But I think I'm going to leave this. Continue to stream with Franco. I think that would be cool, right? You guys dig it? I'm going to go back here. I got 72 comments now, which is awesome. Means you guys are watching. I love it. Starbucks says this is a long way from the crayon drawings. And Scott said, DC gives you the tools. Yeah, they do, man. So you guys are awesome. And support me when you see me. Buy some books. I have a store on my webpage, artbaltazar.com. I have a store up there, and you could buy books. And look here, here's George Clooney with Moon. Here he is. But I'll see you guys. If you want to follow on Franco's stream, we're gonna do something there. So you guys are awesome. I'll do this again tomorrow. Or maybe the next day. Probably tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Okay, bye-bye.